Hey, Mama. I'm Andrea Tran. I'm a registered nurse and a lactation consultant, an IBCLC, and I've been helping moms and babies breastfeed for over 25 years, and I want to help you too. I'd like to welcome you to my channel, Breastfeeding Confidential, where I talk about all things breastfeeding. Now, if this is your first time here, make sure you hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of my new videos. Today, I'm going to talk about breast engorgement. I'm going to talk about 5 things that you can do to help with breast engorgement. I'm going to talk about the 2 different types of breast engorgement there are, and I'm going to tell you the one thing that you should avoid doing when you're dealing with breast engorgement. So make sure you wait to listen to that. Now, there are 2 different types of breast engorgement. The first one is called primary engorgement. That occurs when your milk first comes in. Now, moms ask me, how am I going to know when my milk is coming in? And I tell them that there really shouldn't be much doubt that something significant is happening. There should be a little bit of drama. You should have that moment when you look in the mirror and say, oh my goodness, whose breasts are these? Because mine have never looked like this before. Now, that kind of engorgement occurs because there is swelling around the milk-producing glands in your breast. There's an increase of fluid that comes to the breast when your body starts making milk. We call that primary engorgement. Generally lasts 24 to 48 hours. Some moms it'll last a little bit longer, but that's not common. The other type of engorgement is called secondary engorgement, and that can happen anytime during your breastfeeding journey. And it simply occurs when you've gone for a longer stretch than your body is used to between feedings, and your breasts will fill up with milk. So they'll get full and firm with lots of milk. You'll get immediate relief from that type of engorgement if you breastfeed or pump. But let's talk a little bit more about primary engorgement and how to deal with that swelling. So the 5 things that you can do. Number 1, breastfeed frequently. That will help keep the milk moving, and that can help increase, help your body start making lots of milk. It helps relieve some of that pressure, and it's going to be facilitated by keeping your baby close to you, feeding, latching on whenever your baby shows you those feeding cues, and just breastfeed frequently. Now, if your baby is breastfeeding frequently and that helps soften your breasts up every couple hours, then that may be all you'll need to do to deal with engorgement. But if your baby is saying, whoa, Mama, all of a sudden you're making tons more milk and I'm just not ready for all that milk just yet, then your baby may only take a little bit and your breast might still feel full. So you could try pumping. And if you're just making lots of milk and that's why you're feeling full, pumping can help relieve that discomfort. You want to pump just until your breasts are softer, not until they're completely drained. Repeatedly pumping until you're empty can help create an oversupply issue. The other thing about pumping is if you put a pump on and you're not getting milk after 3 or 4 minutes, then you're probably dealing with swelling as opposed to a lot of milk. So you don't want to keep pumping because that can just make things worse. At that point, you want to do something to decrease the swelling. So ice packs work really good. Apply ice packs, crushed ice, bags of frozen vegetables. Peas work really well for 20 minutes. Lancino also makes these things called TheraPearls. They're these round gel packs that go on your breast, fit on there nicely. You put them in the freezer. I'll go ahead and put a link in the description to those. Put the ice on, the gel pack on for 20 minutes, and then you take a break for at least 20 minutes. And you just reapply as needed to help decrease the swelling. You may only need to do it once. You may want to do it every couple hours. The other thing that can help reduce swelling is chilled green cabbage leaves. Now, this is going to sound crazy, and I don't know who the first person was who said, let's try cabbage for engorged breasts, but it does help. You take a leaf of green cabbage. For some reason, it seems to work better than red, and benefit is it doesn't stain your clothes. And you go ahead and you rinse the leaves. That will help rinse off any bacteria that might be present on fresh produce. You layer the breast with the cabbage leaves. You just tuck them inside your bra or tank top to hold them in place. Leave them on until they wilt, which is about 20-30 minutes. You can reapply for up to 1 hour of having cabbage leaves on your breast for continuously for 1 hour. But at that point you want to take a break because longer than an hour may be associated with reduced milk supply. So you don't want to decrease your milk supply. You can repeat the cabbage every couple hours as needed. Some people say if you crush the leaves that seems to help them mold to the breasts easier, so that's something you can try as well. Another thing that helps swelling and discomfort is ibuprofen. So if your healthcare provider has told you it's okay to take ibuprofen, that's something that you can try as well. So we've got breastfeed frequently, pump if you need to, ice packs, cabbage leaves, and ibuprofen. So those are the 5 things that can help with breast engorgement when your milk first comes in. The one thing that you want to avoid is heat. Now, back in the day, we used to tell moms to put hot towels on their breasts when their milk first came in. And it feels really good, but it just makes the whole thing last longer because it just invites more blood and fluid into the breast tissue. So you do not want to do any hot packs. You don't want to stand in the shower with the hot water beating down on your breasts. You just want to avoid heat during that period of time that your breasts are engorged. If you want to read more about engorgement, I wrote a blog post about it on my blog, Breastfeeding Confidential. I'll put the link to that in the description, so you can check that out and all the other things I have on my blog. And I will see you next time. Bye-bye, Mama.